Hi guys, welcome again. Monday tonight, and the timer on the Twitch website was a bit off, so I just corrected it. So I apologize in case you were waiting for that for 1 hour earlier. Anyway, that is fixed now. So on our last 3 episodes, we were doing some asteroid creation and so forth. So we will continue by doing by creating stars today. So we will be trying to make it into a small project, doing like a space scene of sorts. So let's see now how we can make stars. Lightwave has a quite primitive, Lightwave 5 has a quite primitive particle system, but it can be still useful to us, and we can enrich it in several ways. So there are some very interesting macros that allow us and ease of creating a bunch of points, without doing anything manually. However, some of them are more optimized, others are better at they have more a better random engine, and so we will start by looking at them, looking into them. Okay, so if you have installed all the macros that Lightwaves come with, you will be we will be focusing on I think there are two macros that create points in either as a cube in a cubic manner or in a spherical pattern. So the first of hold on a minute, let me see what I have here. So the first one is for example, we can start with plane of points. We can have, say, 10 10. So no, wait, 10 10. So plane of points creates just a plane of points plane. So for example, good evening, Jarla, Amiga Ireland. Great to have you here. So this macro is quite straightforward. It creates a two-dimensional plane of points. So in case we will be needing, we can use that to create area lights, as we've seen earlier, without going into creating rectangles with many points. So the first one is that. The other is I think there was a random points, random envelope. No, this is more. The second one is spread points. So now we have a requester that tells us, that asks us, okay, number of points. This is 100. We can ignore the M there. It shouldn't be there. Radius, I can have, let's say, 1 gigameter. 1 gigameter. Shape can be round or square. Fall off towards the edges, for example, or towards the center. The steepness of the fall off, how it should be, and the density distribution. Okay, so linear, exponential, constant, and custom. We can put some equations here to have a more custom impact on that. So generating 100 points, it can take a while. So this spread point macro is quite slow, in contrast with another macro we're going to be looking into soon, as long as this macro ends what it's doing. I have a feeling there's a small bug here in Lightwave that if you're moving your mouse, you know, everything gets drawn faster. Anyway, now I have my random spherical point cloud here. I have 100 points, see? Okay, but that was rather slow. You know, it has a nice point distribution, as you will see later, but it's quite slow. After that, I think that's yeah, I think that was it from this. What's that? Random pricks. No, don't know that. Anyway, so there's another drop-down menu here, tools, under tools, custom. So if you added that, you will be having a round points macro. Just let me change the layer so that I will start clean. So round points. Let's say 100 points. As earlier, I have a sphere there, constant, or fall off. Let's do a fall off and press OK. So it's done. You know, that was too fast. And let me just correct the okay, we have 1 meter, 1,000 meters, 1 kilometer, 1 megameter, 1 gigameter. There. So this is the contrast of these two plugins. You know, this is the spread points. It has a nice uniform spread, and this is the other called round points. Okay, which it tends to keep points towards the center. But anyway, if I recall it and say 100 points constant sphere, okay, and reapply my sizing there. So you see, you know, the pattern stays the same. It's not quite good as a macro, but it's faster than the spread points one. Okay. So what I want to do now, hi Anthony, welcome. What I want to do is have my asteroid, you know, as in the foreground, and in the background have a quite convincing star, let's say star background, you know, and we can let's say we can create as many points as we want, and then with the spherize tool we can stick them all towards the, you know, the edge of the known universe, so that we will have a sphere full of stars. Okay, so let's do just that. Let's see, I think there is a demo here, spherize, but there are some good ones here that is no. Explode points, no, we don't want that. And then there is the I think it's called spread points. No, wait, cancel, let me do that. Spherize points, yes, this one. So I'm calling spherize points, and now I have a radius, let's say 1 gigameters. Now it's working. Now this is the bug I was telling you about. So if I don't do anything with the mouse, you know, you know, the bar is moving slowly, but if I start doing something with the mouse, it gets faster and faster. So this is my spherical point cloud. You know, everything is stuck on the edges of the known universe. So I can repeat the process with all my three. Oops, sorry. Gigameter. And, you know, play with the mouse. La 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 la. No, no, no. See that? There. I have number 2. It's good. They are very different. And number 3. I have the spheres points here. 1 gigameter. Let's say. Or since I have actually I have 300 points, I could just do that in one step, you know, and then spherize. Okay, now this is like 300 million. Now I can merge everything together and going to layer 2, or with my shift pressing layer 3 as well. So now I have layer 2 and layer 3 selected, and this I did with by holding shift together. Okay, so once more, shift 2. Okay, and X for cutting, going to layer 1, and V for pasting. Okay, so now I have 300 points, which is a fairly low number. Okay, so let's do something more of a, more of a, you know, let's say 10,000 points, or no, okay, 1,000 points. Sphere, I don't care about that. There, and now there is a spherize object, custom spherize points, 1 gigameter. Oh, and now, you know, let me abort for a bit and try another one that's called like demo spherize and see what it did. Oh, wait, see how fast this is? And let's size that a bit. And now I have a star sphere with radius of 1 gigameter. Great. Okay. Amazing. Great. So I'm going to create lots of this. Let's say 5. Yeah, we can create 5 random spheres like that, and we can have, say, this is 1,000. Let us go. Let's say random points, 5,000. Sphere constant. There. This is layer 1. The same here. 5,000. Sphere constant. Layer 3. Random points 5,000. Sphere constant. Number 4. Sphere constant, and number 5. Any questions so far with the you know, point sphere generation? You can actually do the copy pasting here as well. So in the first stage, so let's say I am selecting with shift this and that layer, and with X going to layer 1, V, and now that I have, you know, that it's not very visible, but anyway, yeah, I can show you. Yeah, this is what we've done so far. So it's too chaotic. I forgot to do one step. I forgot to have one step. So let me undo. Okay, so now I have 5 layers of 5,000 points each. Okay, before I do anything else, there's another plugin that will help me make the points to have their own surface, because right now they are just points. They don't have any substance in the 3D world. Okay, so there is a plugin that's called Points to Polys here. Points to polys, convert object to 1 point polygons, and then I say, okay, the first is layer 1, shade stars, shade 1 there. Okay. Oh, come on, really? Why do plugins from that drop-down menu are so slow? Let me see. There. Points to polys. It's done. I mean, how come? Let's see. Yeah. SPP. Anyway, it doesn't matter because I can do just this and say stars shade 1. I mean, there's something wrong with this requester here, because this is very fast. Anyway, don't tell anyone, it will be our secret. We can continue with layer 2, custom points to polys, done, and stars shade 2. Yes, the same here. Points to polys, stars shade 3, 4, points to polys, stars shade 4, and lastly, no, sorry, there are no polygons yet. No, see, I can't select any polygons, so I do points to polys. Now I can select polygons. Stars shade 5. Now that I've done everything in terms of surfacing, I am selecting all the layers from 2 to 4, X for cutting, going to 1 and paste. Now I'm having 25,000 points in this layer, and when I'm done with that, I do the where's this spherize, demo spherize, and I've just created my star sphere. Now I have to remember to resize that 1 gigameters, and yeah, and this is my I see already a small, you can see that this demo demo macro has a small tendency to create poles. Good morning, Santi. So if we have some time, or when you have time to have some to experiment a bit, you can use this macro instead, spherize points. So because if I do that, oops, sorry, what is that? Undo. So if I were to do that, it would take me, see, yeah, working, and not even one white bar here. So yeah, I'm aborting, and as I said, spherizing with the demo spherize here, and then resizing that. No worries, we're all late. We're 1 hour late since yesterday. Anyway, that will do. However, I am rechecking if my shades here are there. So you can see I have 4 shades of stars, Okay, 5,000 stars each. So let me save that. Episode 21, objects, and do the star sphere. Star sphere 25k. Okay, and it's saved. Let's see how that looks in a layout. Webcast, or I would export, but anyway, star sphere 25,000 points. So this is my. Now, by tradition, the camera, since it doesn't have any keyframe, it tries to have all objects in focus. So I'll just reset its position so that it will be in the so that it will be at the center of the star sphere. Reset. And as you can see, there is this pole here. So I assume that there is no pole at the at the zenith of the 90. Yeah, so it's clear there. So I'll just go back into modeler. Okay, and I see this is the pole I was talking about, and having the cursor at 0, 0, see here, 0, 0, I'm just pressing R, which is for rotate to 90 degrees. Great, there. Did I do? Yeah. Now we have these poles on our x-axis, you know, vertically, and exporting that there, and then saving all objects. So now I don't have that anywhere on my horizon, so it's only on the zenith and then nadir of the in our 3D world. So let me see, is it correct? 90 degrees. Yeah, this is it. So we won't be, you know, we will try to avoid looking up or down. Yeah. So let me just make a keyframe for the camera and do a test render. So you see all the points are one color, very boring, and it's not realistic at all. So we will start by going to our star sphere and removing these three choices under the objects tab. So self shadow, cast shadow, receive shadow, we don't want that. Now under surfaces, we have 5 shades to play with. So let's say the shade 1 will be the dimmest, and shade 5 will be the the brightest. Okay, let's say now star shade low, and we can start with 50. Okay, star shade 2, let's say 100. Star shade 3, 150. Star shade 4, we leave it at 200, and star shade 5, 255. Okay, now what have we done? That looks much more, yeah, much better. There's also a drop down menu here under the particle line size that's called automatic. Now particles there are some disadvantages with particles. They don't actually, if you zoom in or zoom out, they don't change their size because they're particles. Plus they are very much resolution dependent. So if I say do a 320 by 240. Now they will look, you know, they will get a pixel wide position on screen. Whereas if I go to, you know, if I raise the resolution, there would be 1 pixel wide again. So if I say want to render in 1080p, it will always be, you know, 1 pixel wide. So I may have to do something there, you know, to increase the size or something, and that can be done by the particle line size. So if since I am now on medium resolution, 640 by 480, and if I select large, now my points will have, you know, like, what is that, 5 pixels wide? But anyway, you see how they look. Now I'm just reading the chat here. Thank you guys. I mean, and there are other people like Mid One that are developing, you know, the render farm. They have developed the render farm in Amiga, and you guys, Santi has done the deformation. So kudos to everyone, guys, and thank you all for being here and supporting the show as well. And I have to say thank you to my wife and daughter, because, you know, I'm just stealing some of my the family time on Monday. So anyway, let's get back now to our topic. We can leave that to automatic and let Lightwave judge into which point will be, you know, small, which point will be large, or etc. We can also have it into small, so you can see there smaller polygon, you know, smaller pixel wide points here. What you can also see, you can also do, sorry, you can have, let's say, no, let's go to layer again, and let's have this in automatic and clone that object, you know, and like have a number of clones, 1, and the second star sphere will have like small, and then you can blend them a bit, you know, you can mix them so that you will have one object in automatic mode, the other objects in small, you know, some other, if you want this specific effect, you know, medium, large, etc. The only thing you have to do is rotate the second layer randomly, so that they won't fall the one on top of the other, because let's not forget they are the same. So let's see what we did, which is that looks good. What do you think, guys? Anyway, so with that done, this one, huh? Now I've mixed everything. I think, yeah, a bit of motion blur, which would or some depth of field, you know. And I think also that perhaps I will, no, let's leave it at that, you know, and go on with the show, you know. Let's not experiment right now. I'm saving all objects because I've done this here. And by going on with my surfacing now, I want, since the stars are stars, they have their own light, luminosity is on 100%, no diffuse, and let's see, great. See, specularity, no, we don't want that. Reflectivity, transparency, no, we don't want that. Some of them don't work actually because we have particles. They don't have any three-dimensional substance. What you can also do is add some glow effect for some, you know, causing stuff, and have some glow. Where is the glow effect? Let me, there. Yeah, anyway, some experimentation is required here as well. And of course, as Santi is mentioning right now, there is the blur, the motion blur thingy that we haven't touched yet, where you can have, say, you know, I have the camera doing that here in 100, in frame 100, and I'm increasing the frame to 100 again, and see I'm doing this thing here. So motion blur will have a more blurry effect to my stars, a more cinematic effect to my, you know, to each frame, and which looks rather nice actually. Cool. There's also one other option here that is called particle blur. Now, particle blur is very good when you, it's very good when you have stars, like, you know, for particles, etc. They are more visible and more, you know, and when you have like pans, fast panning, or, you know, fast action going on, so the background is more evident and more present. What you can also do with my, let's see, where's my, yeah, we have some time. So before we touch another subject like hyperspace, etc., which can be quite fascinating, let us, you know, you can let us add some objects, say asteroid final, and load my asteroids and see how they there. So see how they look actually. So wait, no. There, I have them. There. Now you can experience the vastness of space when you have a small, you know, these rocks, they're like 50 or 100 kilometers wide, long. So if you have a, you know, if you have quite a high grid here, and you just try to move your camera a bit, you will see, you know, the rocks disappearing. So it's quite fascinating. So this is our donut. Whoa. Sorry. There is my donut. The donut. An asteroid. And you have this guy here. There. Say. And the other guy here. So how does that look? Oh no, sorry. Then you can set ambient intensity to 0 for space scenes. Let me save the scene. And scenes, say stars and rocks, and see what's happening here. I forgot the there. Ha, forgot the glow effect. So you remove the glow effect. And now let me think. Yeah, shadows should be turned on for our rocks to have shadow to be able to cast shadow on others, on other rocks. And you have your scene here. On top of that, instead of going motion blur, you know, towards the motion blur side, you can do the depth of field side. So if you have some background in photography, you will be able to, or actually it doesn't need any, you know, special background. You just have to go to the top side and see where, let's see that. Okay, I have my camera here, and you can count with the help of the grid the distance between the rock between the camera and the area you want your camera to have its focus on. Okay, so let's say I am standing at 200 meters, so I have 200 meters here and 200 meters, 400 meters. Let's say I want my focus to be here, so I will be putting 400 meters as a focal distance, and the lens f-stop I can reduce to 1. So the less the lens f-stop is, the more the background and foreground, except from focal point, get blurred. Okay, so let's see. I think this stone here is going to become blurred because it's the nearest to the camera. No, wait, this one here. This is nearest to the camera. It's very small and it's towards me. Whereas here is where I want my focal point to be. And if you experiment a bit with f-stop, you will be having a very, very smooth, you know, almost non-evident, you know, depth of field, you know, with your star background being blurry enough to be very to look very realistic. Eight of 9, like 7 of 9, you know, our favorite Borg. Ah, great, do that. So you see here now it's not that much of a blur here. So what can we do to speed up this process of finding all these, you know, how much, you know, f-stop I'm going to put, you know, we can start using the limited region now. And by holding L, we can minimize the rendering area, let's say here. So I'm having a bit of the rock, and I'm also rendering the stars. So if I press 9 here, I have only this little rectangle to render. So it gets, the process gets speedier and speedier. So for me, for my taste, just for this scene, I think the stars are too much in focus. So let me go back here and lower that to point 2 and see what happens. We all want to be assimilated by 7 of 9. Anything happening there? No. 0.02. So sometimes this has to be very, very low for this to work. Now something's happening. Now we have something happening here. 0.0 perhaps. Whoa. So you see something's happening, but this is very drastic. I think I have to higher to increase it a bit. Yeah. Shit. My monitor has also dust, so I should have done that. You should clean your monitors before trying this technique with stars and depth of field. There. Now this is going to be great. So let me do that. Wait for it. 6 of 9. Prepare to be assimilated. Great. So what can we see here? This is out of focus. This is too near to us. Stars don't... Anyway, yeah, they are kind of. And this is in focus. This is quite well in focus. So yeah, my stars they look quite convincing, I think. What do you guys think? So this is... let me save that and save objects. Now let's see something else. What happens if I want my stars to start blinking, like as if I was on Earth and I was looking at the sky and the stars were blinking, and due to the atmospheres. Bad English. Due to the atmospheres, you know, air packs or something. Yeah. Anyway, so let's see what's going on here. So I have my stars. Okay. They are just like that. And what I can do is I can... Oh, no, wait. Why is the... Oh, wait a minute. There. Now it's correct. Let me see. Yeah. Anyway, let's say I want to have blinking stars. I want my stars to have this this little play that they do when I am looking them through an atmosphere. And how I can do that, I can play with my surface color if I want to, and play with luminosity, or with both. So if I say I'm adding a fractal noise texture that will be very, very, very big. There, and do, you know, frequencies 3, contrast, and have it at 000 texture color. Okay, and do that with all the shades. Okay. Yeah. And you know, vary a bit with the dimensions, say fractal noise, or I can choose other, you know, like underwater texture there as well. There, 10,000, 10,000. That's perfectly all right. And I do this fractal noise once more and do some 8,000, 9,000, 12,000. There. Now, these textures, for me to have a blinking star effect, these textures have to move. So how do I move them? I change their velocity. Now this is the part when you have to experiment, because now we're talking about like gigameters in distance. So we can, when it says units per frame, it's about, you know, the unit here is can be considered to be the meter. So let's put 2,000 meters for, see, anyway, yeah, do this. And no, wait, this is one, and then you change the velocity again. Yeah, whatever. There, sorry, there, 3. Random, you know. Oh wait, I think it's too much, but anyway. 4, velocity once more. Yeah, la 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 la. Anyway, etc, etc, etc. Yes, great. So what would be the effect? You know, let me turn off everything, particle blur as well. Let me turn off everything, go to low resolution and blinking stars, say blinking stars. Let me save that like that, and let's render without saving. Yes, and see what's. No, I have the camera doing things. No, I don't want that. Yes, I don't want that. Save blinking stars. And let's see what's going on. What's going to happen. So this is there's no motion here. There's just stars blinking now. You know? So in animation that would be too fast. So I have to lower my values a bit. Okay. That should look great anyway. So experimenting a bit with that, you know, changing the velocity. I had some very big values here that I shouldn't have the input. Not this one. This one, I think number 4 had, yeah. Let me delete it. Great, here. Yep, and yes. So now you have stars blinking, you know, all the layers of the 5 texture, you know, the 5 texture layers, every layer now you have the 3D texture traveling through the particles, giving the impression that the stars are blinking. Okay. Any questions so far on that? This is a very cool effect, actually. If you know. Yeah. What else I have for you today? Spread points. Yeah. Now there is something that you will love for sure. I am clearing this scene. Okay, I'm clearing everything here, and let's see what else I have for you guys tonight. Let's create some random points again. This time I'm gonna make them say 50,000, but I'm gonna be keeping them at the square option here. So this looks like a Borg cube made of stars. Okay. Wait, yeah. Too much. No, but anyway, wait a bit. Let's unzoom a bit. And I want to stretch them on the Z-axis. Okay, so let's do a 1000. I think you may have done this technique. You may actually you may have a clue onto what I will be trying to show you now. Okay, so now I've stretched this 50,000 point cube on the Z-axis. Okay, let me zoom in again, see what's going on there. Yes. Okay, and let me then do a points to polys. Yes, this is done, and star column. Okay, and save that. Star column, and it was like 50k, right? Yes, 50k. Yes. Let's see how that looks in Lightwave here. Great. I have the star column here. Now I had, oh yeah, I forgot to, you know, you can go the different shades thing, you know, different, you know, the different layering and adding them in the end, or you can use again the 3D nature of the procedural textures, as Anthony says here, you can actually have them vary the color for each for the in space for each star, each particle. So let me give a 50, perhaps 50 is nice, and see what's happening here. Hold on. Yes, this is the camera. This is how the camera looks inside the stars. But let's go inside and see what is going on there. Yeah, that could do it, you know. Only thing is I have to increase the luminosity and decrease the diffuse level. Save my object. So now I have a star column that has, oh sorry, 255, 255. I want it to be white, and from white to black that will be varied with the Fractal Noise 3D texture. Then I have my luminosity on 100, diffuse level on 0, and also I don't want it to cast any shadow or receive shadow anywhere, you know. And I am saving the objects and I'm saving the scene as well. So star column, and see what I'm doing here. So yeah, I have this strange, you know, thingy here. Now the render is trying to render everything from where I'm standing up to the end of the star column, but we don't want that. We want, let's say, a fade out effect. The further the farther the particles, the more the fade out should be evident. So we go to Objects tab, and there is a distance dissolve here. Okay, and we start experiment with that. Say distance, maximum distance 1000 meters, and see that's too much. 100 meters, too much. Say 50 meters. That's too much again. As you can see, 10 meters. Nothing. No. 20. There. Now I have 10 meters. I see there are some, you know, don't know what's it doing anyway. Anyway, it starts to render the stars in the column. So now is the time that we can enjoy the hyperspace effect, you know, from, let's say. So let me tell the camera what it will do. It will be traveling through this star column. So frame 0, which will be there, and let's say frame 100, she's there. Camera is there. So okay, so frame 1, let's say frame 1 there, and now I can first select the particle blur thing. and see what is. Yes. I think this in this situation we shouldn't be using. I let's say we want to have all stars be white, so I will take it away, you know, and I'm taking away. Let's say I have this texture inside here. So if I want to delete every texture attribute here, I have adjusted. I keep the shift button, and if I left mouse click, it disappears. Okay, so let me see what. Yes, now it's much better. And I think this should be at 18 meters. So now the scale, you know, is not very realistic, but yeah. Exactly, engage. It's taking quite a bit. I think it's, you know, it's ray tracing here. Maybe if I say 15 and maybe if I choose medium, or perhaps large, there. Oh, anyway, doesn't look that much. This looks like it's been painted, but automatic was okay. Oh, come on. Let me go here. Or let's see, let me go to. I think there's a lot. Oh, there's too much. But if I go, let's say here and do this at 200 and delete that and go to 200 again here, maybe I'll speed up things just to show you what's going on. Let's see. I think we're in a distorted warp bubble. It doesn't take us to our destination. Or perhaps in a time loop, you know? It keeps on rendering and rendering and rendering. Maybe we should have these coffee breaks, you know, rendering and then intermission. Anyway, you can imagine how, you know, it will look. And of course, yeah, this can be varied by either this number here, so 10% will be, you know, more like, you know, the length of the particle blur is, you know, shorter. Or you can, you know, increase the frame count by keeping the the motion of the camera the same. So if I say I have a 10-meter motion in 100 frames, that will be like that would be like in 50% slow, you know, 100% slower. No, wait, it will be half the speed if I had the same motion in 200 frames. So I'm prolonging, you know, I'm stretching the timeline. Anyway, what's that thing doing, you know? Okay, let me see that. You know what I'll do? You know, yes. Now, yes, here, and cut it. Yeah, the thing is, I haven't added that anti-alias yet. So, you know what I'll do? I'll just cut that damn object in half, export it. I'll start column, and now, you know, oh, there. Save all objects, perhaps. No, wait. No. There. Save. There. So save all objects. And 181, save the scene. I don't have anything here. Why? There they are. There they are. There. So now it's very fast because that doesn't have any. There. Ah, great. So together with motion blur, there. Now we're starting to see the effect. And let's say 50%. Now the effect is more like Star Wars-ish. Okay. And you can increase the luminosity to 300%, for example. And now you'll have more, you know, you can play with that as well. Okay. And what we are going to be talking in a later episode, you can play throughout the animation with envelopes. So from 0 to 100, you know, successively going up. But we will be talking about that in another episode. Say 200 here, let's say 30%. And yeah, anyway, I'm just messing around. Any questions so far, guys? That's a nice application for the render farm, actually. Any questions so far? Let me save that for you, for the patrons to play with. Nope. I hope you liked it, guys. I hope you know. Great. Thank you. Thanks for watching. I think we're a bit overdue, but anyway, yeah. I had to, you know, we have to, you know, particles can be very useful when doing, you know, water and waterfalls and stuff like that, fountains. That was about it for stars tonight. A big shout out for our patrons. Thank you very much. Thank you to Yarla, George Sokianos Volquero, Midwan, Anthony Jarvis, GS, and Todd Chamberlain. Thank you very much, guys. I also have to say a big thanks to Yarla as well, because every week he's responsible for doing the timing index for the website. Thank you, Yarla, again. So that's about it. Thank you, guys. See you next week, if not sooner, but I don't think so. You know, this is a very loaded, it's a very, very busy period right now. Anyway, see you guys. Bye bye.